how are you? What say you? We have another episode of Whiskey in the Bar. Today we're going to try Irishman Cask Strength. So let's get going. Well, Aidan.
Well, Michael.
How are you today?
I'm good. What have you got for me today?
Today, well, let's have a look at it.
Well, not through these glasses.
No,
It's a big head. It's bigger than usual. What's in the menu?
Today we're going to try the Irishman Cask Strength.
Oh, our first cask strength.
Our first
Our
cask
first
strength.
time. Allow me to do the honours.
Please. A little bit about the Irishman first of all before we go. 10 years ago they started bringing out a whiskey. This is Walsh Distilleries. They brought out a whiskey. The Irishman, 70% single malt and 30% pot still, unique to Ireland. It's our first cask strength in Whiskey in the Bar.
54%. Okay. So what exactly is a cask strength? Is that just straight out of the barrel, ready to go, or is there anything in between it and a different
what
whiskey?
it is that when they bring whiskey to the bottling line,
Okay.
they cut it back. Now, the whiskies we've tried so far in episodes 1 to 4, they've all been 46%.
Okay.
So they've cut it back with distilled water in the bottling line to 46%, but it's come in a lot higher. What Walsh have done here is that there's no cutting with water. It's straight from the cask, which means that it's a lot stronger. It's going to be a lot more expensive because you're paying duty as well. But it'll go a long way because the idea is you cut it with water yourself.
Oh, right.
A lot of people say, I don't want you to cut my whiskey, I'll cut the whiskey myself. And that's the idea behind cask strength whiskey.
And this would have it when we picked this one up. It's 2015 release. It's got no bottle number, so it's very much a sneak preview, as close as you can get, I suppose, in the whiskey industry. But can you tell us guys about when we tasted this whiskey first?
Well, we were very lucky. We were invited down to Walsh Distillery. The whole operation looks fantastic, as you saw. That house is amazing.
It's built like on an old house estate, and it's surrounded by gorgeous big old oak trees right the way around. It's very different to any other kind of commercial distillery. It feels very different. It blends in with the rest of the countryside, and kind of very much in keeping with what Walsh's are trying to do down in Carlow, and keep a lot of it local and keep as much from barley to bottle as they can possibly get in between. And that's generally, I suppose, down to the man that they've got at the helm in Bernard Walsh, and he seems to be really the big key driver behind it.
It's not about the money. It's about the whole package, everything. It's about, from, as you were saying, from grain to bottle, via the barrel.
Yeah.
And this being the barrel is the cask strength.
So what barrel did he use to store this one then, Michael?
This is a bourbon barrel.
Okay, so he's bourbon barrel for this. What do you kind of pick up in the nose? It is fruity. It's like a lot of the Irishmans, I think it is quite fruity. Now, it's a lot less so than maybe their founders or even their 12-year-old. I think it's...
I'm getting crunchy bar. It sounds weird, but I'm getting crunchy bar from this, which is honeycomb and chocolate.
I'm going to try this one with the addition of water, because, as you said earlier, generally adding a bit of water, you're doing what the producer would otherwise do with a traditional whiskey, and you're kind of adding it as you kind of please with it.
A lot of kind of creaminess from it that's without water. It's very, very creamy. But surprisingly creamy. Yeah.
There's a great after spice without. There's a lovely finish. You can get the alcohol, but there's a great spice to it right the whole way down. I'm going to try it like yourself, kind of with the nose on it and see.
I'm getting grapefruit now with the water. A massive bang of grapefruit.
Spiciness is somewhat subdued afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's as much citrus on this we've seen with other even with the founders. You get a really, really beautiful nose of pears and apples and apricots.
Yeah.
There's not as much of that with this, but I think you're right. It gives way to those kind of softer.
It's soft. It's grapefruit spice there, kind of allspice, nutmeg.
Okay, yeah, nutmeg is just what I was going to say. Kind of nutmeg coming through, maybe even honeyed notes as well.
Well,
last drop in it.
It's last drop. It's good night from me.
That's good.
And it's good night from him. That concludes the 5th episode of Whiskey in the Bar. The 4 previous episodes you can see in the link below. If you liked us, give us a share and a like. We'd certainly appreciate it. We're going to be on the move to another bar for the next episode. So we'll see you then. Slán agus sláinte. bit about the Palace Bar itself before we actually try the whiskey.
The whiskey that's very much enhanced with water, but I think
Best Irish whiskey in